Hello and welcome, I'm Shifty and Season 17 is just getting underway, so you know what that means. It's time to go over the top 5 heroes to lean on and play to rank up in your Overwatch competitive games. Tired of losing game after game? GameLeap is the proven way to help you unlock your true potential as a gamer. You'll find hundreds of in-depth courses created by some of the highest rated players in the world. Go check it out in the link below and you'll love it. Now, there have been some rumbling of Blizzard implementing a forced 2-2-2 composition coming to Overwatch competitive, and while that direction from Blizzard does indeed seem likely, there is a real good chance it doesn't occur in Season 17, so we'll be talking as if that won't be a factor in this video. There were a few recent patch changes, most notably the buff to McCree. Were they enough to shake up the top 5 from last time? Let's find out. Translocating in at number 5, we have Sombra. Now, those of you who have watched my previous video on most underrated heroes that are secretly OP already know how underrated I feel Sombra is right now. She's one of the least played, least understood, and least mastered heroes in the game currently. Frankly, she's currently one of the most underappreciated while she's on your team, while at the same time the enemy team is complaining about her being OP. This is because it's really hard for your teammates to understand and really keep track of what you're doing on Sombra. When you do play her, don't expect the team to give you a whole lot of credit for all the things that you do and the opportunities to create. Now, you won't be racking up the gold medals or dishing out the most damage, but don't let that deter you from building up and landing fat EMPs on your team to follow up on and picking off out of position enemies. Proper communication is required for playing Sombra, so if you don't have a mic or you don't want to speak up, this is not the hero for you. High mechanical skill isn't overly important for her as a DPS, but you will need good awareness of what your team is doing when you open the door for an opportunity for them. She's great against tanky compositions like Goats and especially Bunker, as well as dealing with high mobility heroes like Doomfist, Wrecking Ball, Tracer, and Genji. Make sure you prioritize building up your EMP as quickly as possible. Outside of getting a guaranteed pick on an out of position target that you can finish off for 1 vs 1, building up your EMP fast is the most important thing that you can do. Going for hacks, on the other hand, are very situational and is often best left for the mid fight. But if you do go for a hack, make sure the hero you're hacking is actually really affected by that hack. Don't just hack someone to hack someone. Who and when you hack matters a lot. While Sombra isn't the right tool for the job for every problem, this season should be one of the best for people who finally want to get good at Sombra for them to dominate in. Chugging along at number 4, we have Roadhog. The fat Reaper with a hook has been sneakily a solid pick for a while now. And with the rise of Orisa-based compositions, he has carved a nice little spot for him on number 4 on my list for Season 17. With the 6th best win rate out of all heroes in the past week and a top 3 pick rate from Diamond and above, it's about time he's recognized as a proven mainstay in this current meta. Pull-hook combos with Orisa are very effective ways of earning picks, and Roadhog is very tough to kill and self-reliant. So you don't have to worry about needing to be pocketed too much to get your work done, and he's a great solo queue pick. Now listen up, if you're a Roadhog that feels like you can't effectively get kills when your hook is on cooldown, then that's a sign that you are entirely over-reliant on your hook. The secret to getting the most out of Roadhog is to master his scrap gun and not rely on just his hooks. Roadhog has 2 deadly ranges that you need to be able to visualize in-game and master. First, the obvious one, point-blank range with his primary fire is devastating and can be just as dangerous as a Reaper in your face. The second is his alternative fire, which is exactly the same mechanic as his primary fire, with the exception being that it travels about 10 meters forward before detonating and spreading out. This means that if you land your secondary shot on an enemy at 10 meters exactly, it would do about the same damage as if you walked up to them, put your scrap gun right in their face, and pulled the trigger. And yes, that's about as devastating as you'd imagine. If you can learn to control the distance between you and your target so that every time you fire, you're within one of those two ranges, you can really dish out maximum damage per shot on Roadhog. Just remember that a scrap gun is a projectile, so you'll need to lead your targets on your secondary fire appropriately. Master his scrap gun, and then learn to be patient and opportunistic with his 20-meter hooks, and then you have a deadly meat grinder ready to dish out punishment. Now, Roadhog does lack both mobility and range, so he is best used when you have another shield tank to pair him with, up like an Orisa or a Reinhardt. He's also the boop target for every booping hero in the game, so watch your back. Go seriously, just ask any Lucio what they think when they see an enemy Roadhog on Ilios Well. Calmly floating in at number 3, everybody's favorite Omnic, Zenyatta. Alright, it's time for you to crack some heads. But you honestly lack confidence in your DPS's ability in getting the job done. On the other hand, you've only got one healer, so now you need to solve 2 problems and you're only one person. Well, Zenyatta's got you covered. Zenny has been nerfed over and over again in Overwatch's history. Just imagine what his old 50% damage increase Discord that never left its target even when they were across the map hiding behind multiple walls was like. And he's still this good to make it in the top 3 spot. This is in part due to the decline in flankers in the current meta, which makes Zenyatta's main weakness, his lack of mobility and lack of defensive capabilities, less of a setback. He also benefits from sitting back behind Orisa's shield and pounding away at the enemy safely from a distance, or helping break their shield if you decide to run a shield break spam composition. Discord has always been good, and helps unorganized teams target focus better, especially if you, as Zenyatta, call them out when you're on a target that your team can engage. Hint, not every Discord needs to be called out. His damage was slightly nerfed a few patches ago, but he still packs a hell of a punch and can pump out damage like a DPS. He has one of the 2 true defensive support ultimates in the game that, when properly timed, can save your entire team from surefire wipes from many of the enemy team's wombo combos. Overall, Zenyatta is a solid hero with consistently one of the highest win rates and pick rates, tailor-made for the support who's really a DPS at heart. Nano boosting your Lucio at number 2, here comes Ana. Taking the top spot for Season 16, it's no surprise to see her again on the top 5 list for Season 17 for many of the same reasons. Like Zenyatta, her lack of mobility and defensive capabilities are not being exploited most of the time in the current meta, which allows her strengths to shine as a main healer who can pump out 94 to 140 healing per second. Now, while Nano Boost isn't one of the strongest ultimates in the game, she'll build them early and often. And just remember they are best used proactively to seize the advantage in an even fight, not reactively like Zenyatta's defense and support ultimates. Her Bionade is still one of, if not the, most impactful non-ultimate ability in the game, being able to make enemy heals useless and secure kills, being more devastating than Zenyatta's Discord ever was. Its flexibility also allows her to take focus pressure off herself or her team in a pinch. Moderate aim requirements might make some players prefer to pick a Moira or Mercy, which aren't bad heroes at all, but they simply won't be as capable as a decent Ana in most situations. Ana's still being picked more than any other hero in the game by far for good reason. Number 1 last season, Number 2 this season. Honestly, Ana is still just as good as she was before and the quintessential support for practically any composition. If you want more of an in-depth breakdown of some of her abilities, feel free to watch what I covered her in Season 16's Top 5 video. Halt! Who's that at number 1? Oh, that's right. It's Orisa. With how many times you heard me mention Orisa with the other heroes so far, it's no wonder why she's here at the top spot. It is an Orisa meta and competitive, and while Reinhardt is still a good hero and all, Orisa has never been in a better place than she is right now. Ranked number 2 in last season's list, I debated about placing her at the top spot then as well, but it's clear that she's going to be the difference maker in Season 17. Really tough to kill, while the only tank capable of pumping out decent range damage. She protect, but she also attack. Superior shield uptime to Reinhardt. She doesn't have to babysit. She'll win every shield war against him. Her ult ability helped catapult Roadhog all the way to the number 4 spot with their synergy, and that's great, but it's also a great tool for other teammates to focus for picks as well. Make sure you call out your ults when you use them. Lacking mobility makes attacking with her and securing 4 positions a little trickier. Just be sure every shield you place is where it needs to be for when the next engagement is likely to take place. Being able to play a good main tank is a rarity since everybody wants to play other roles, which means that you will have a leg up on the other players and the competition if you can bring solid Orisa play to your team. On top of securing the number 1 spot for Season 17, if the 2-2-2 role like I mentioned at the beginning of the video does come to fruition, I expect Reinhardt to be hit much harder than Orisa, so you can look forward to getting value out of Orisa now and in the future. So there you have my top 5 list of heroes to play in Season 17. What do you think? Do you love them? Disagree? Be sure to let me know in the comments, but better yet, make sure you use my advice to rank up and beat your career high in Season 17. GameLeap is the proven way to help you reach your desired rank fast. Our website, GameLeap.com, is the most comprehensive library of pro player guides available. You'll find dozens of in-depth courses that are carefully crafted by players in the top 500 bracket, so you can start winning a lot more of your games. Get your membership today at 25% off. It costs about the same as a Twitch sub, so you can get much more value in return. We're so confident in our product that if you don't like it, we're happy to issue a full refund. So get your membership today by clicking right here. See you on the inside.